Welcome, everybody, to Sonderling Inc, episode 21. I have some players. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I am Holocall, playing a human fighter also called Holocall.
Inter, I'm playing Hoggle Wolfswift, which is a human rogue.
I am Satet, playing a half-elf bard named Tuko.
I am Xur, playing the lovable, angry little kobold ranger called Grunt.
All right, who wants to give a recap from last time? Also, for those of you in chat, please let me know how I need to adjust volumes. I just recently upgraded my sound system, and so all the volumes are probably a little off. We will get it fixed as quickly as we can, though. Anybody want to give me a recap?
The bot should do it.
I did it last week. All right. So we made it to a place, Convergence, finally. Right? Yeah.
Yep.
And after going to a tavern and kind of each of us investigating in our own ways, we found out that Anya is not likely to be in Convergence and that her group of people left on the train towards Kartuk. And not much information was gained. I apparently earned a gig for some rich guy who may be magical, and he has asked if we would perform. We went to his house and visited with him, and he has asked if we would, I don't know if it was perform or do a favor or what it is, and we were supposed to come back to see him the next day.
That sounds about right, actually. All right. So you guys headed out for the evening, and if we don't have anything else to do, we'll go ahead and go on to the next day. Who's all doing what?
I guess we wake up. Well, I wake up and get some food.
Gruntos is up and about, trying to find more of the berries he had the sherbet made out of last night.
Actually, Grunthos, meet me in the sideboard a little bit. So the sherbet tasted good, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, the cravings have returned stronger now. Give me a wisdom. Give me your wisdom roll.
Saving throw or just a check?
Just a check. 14. You are aware of something that would taste amazing. You have, I believe, still some of the little iron pellets from the
Yep.
Yeah. So you find yourself holding, as you're waking up, you find yourself holding one of them in your hand, kind of staring at it, and you can resist if you want to with a Constitution saving throw. Otherwise, you will eat one. 18. Yep, you managed to resist the urge to put it in your mouth, but you're just salivating at the thought. You've tried chewing on, a coin from your coin purse. You just nothing else quite seems like it's quite what you want. but just
I
the
do have
idea.
iron coins.
What's that?
I do have iron coins,
Have you tried? Have you tried eating one of those?
but I do have some.
All right. So anything iron in your possession, you find yourself drawn almost irresistibly to. You can with an 18 on save, that you don't have to eat anything right now. But it gets harder. I would like you to make a Constitution save once per day, and every week. So the difficulty is currently 5. Every week, the difficulty goes up by 5.
This will be fun.
All right, back to the main game. All right, breakfast is served. Where did you guys end up sleeping? I don't remember.
There's a different.
Roasted boar, roasting boar, or something.
All right. So you guys, sure, we'll go with the roasted boar. They live up to their name. As you guys come down the stairs or come out of the rooms for the morning, they have a whole pork boar. Looks like the animal is probably 350 or 400 pounds. Slow roasting over the fire. You can just that smell of. So it's like splayed out, like the breastbone's been cut out and it's flattened out so that it's resting belly side down essentially over the fire, and just every once in a while you hear as some fat rolls out of the meat and hisses and sends up lovely smoke. This thing is covered in probably rosemary and mint, and just it is slow roasting over the fire. Breakfast is eggs and bacon. The bacon is, well, I guess not really technically bacon. It's the fresh belly meat from this boar that they're currently roasting, pan fried and served with eggs and kind of a crusty bread.
I munch the food.
The food tastes actually really well. You think that the owner of this place is he's more of a cook than he is a barkeep. And just like the eggs are perfectly cooked, just that the runny yolk, and the it's not exactly bacon. I forget what uncured belly meat is called, but it's like pan fried, just crispy around the edges and very porky in the middle, salted to perfection. And he is working in the back on making like he takes your orders, and then he's making like loaves of bread and pan frying them in the pork fat. Well, it's okay, so not loaves of bread, but he's making like little rolls and then pan frying them in the pork fat, and that is served along with the meal. Good morning. Hope you slept well.
Oh yes, good beds.
Good.
I need food and drink. Lots.
A food I have. Drink will take me a minute or 3. He finishes up the he finishes up the fry, the bread fry that he's currently working on, and he goes up and taps you all probably some sort of summer ale. Sends him on the counter, goes back to work in the back.
Gentlemen, should we discuss our next step? Since we believe that a certain individual we're looking for is no longer here and is taking the train, should we follow?
Well, we have an appointment in the afternoon as well. But we can follow the footsteps afterwards.
Yeah, sure we can follow. Haven't got any better leads.
I've always wanted to ride a train.
We got a flying ship.
Well, I've already scratched that off my list. Now I want to ride a train.
I'm gonna turn a fan on. Hope it doesn't act too much noise because it's getting a little warm in here.
Just a question about the train. How long, and we probably talked about this with Satet, but how long would it take for the train to go between Convergence and...
So it is a... So Pierre Goslow is about a week by flying ship. Flying ship isn't particularly fast. It's about it's about 2 weeks, I think. By train between the two. So yeah, it's a solid. I really need to figure out the actual distances in here. Probably 2 to 3 weeks by train between Kartuk and Convergence. It's probably the fastest travel method in existence right now. Going dozens of miles per hour instead of, 3 or well, slightly better than walking speed.
Could we tie the airship to it and have it pull it? Regardless of being conspicuous and seen, I'm just curious.
Physically capable, yes. You give me an intelligence roll. Sure. So, if you could convince them that it was a good idea and tied the ship up properly to it, you think that the ship could be towed by the train. It would be rather risky as it would stress the ship in ways that it's not intended to be stressed, but you think that the ship itself would be strong enough to tolerate it. And towing the ship is less work for the train than towing a few train cars would be.
No tunnels?
Not that you're aware of. Knowing the lay of the land, a tunnel would be unlikely. There are some hills between Convergence and the old border. Well, basically up to about here. But then it's fairly flat all the way to Kartuk. Basically, the first half of the journey is probably from Convergence to here, and the second half of the journey is they speed up. Even though it's mostly uphill to Kartuk, you think they'd be just basically gaining speed from here to here. Uphill's strong. It's kind of no, it'd be relatively flat because you're moving away from the mountains, but you're moving northerly, and this part is a little higher in elevation than the ocean.
So, gentlemen, I would like to personally invite each of you to come with me this afternoon. Partially a selfish nature of I like to have an audience when I perform, and also because I don't know that I trust this guy and he might have information. I take that as
Yeah, I will come. I will come.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Maybe I can see the place you were last night because I was out walking this.
All right, so you guys eat breakfast. It's lovely and tasty, and ends entirely too soon. Heading out of the inn, there is a new newspaper. What would be in the newspaper for now? What it is? The 13th of Emerald. Okay, 13th of Emerald. So Bar visits local tavern front page. So I think what would be in the news right now? You know, nothing strikes you as plot relevant. Cuz I can't think of anything. A lot of local stories, stuff like minor intrigues and like crime reporting, talking about like the third store burgled this month. Police have basically, you know, sensationalist. Police have no clues. Unable to track thieves down. Is this a new thieves guild? Thieves guild was evicted when like goes into the history of the thieves guild that used to be here in town. Some probably 10 years ago at this point, and the thieves got away with 30 brass in leather goods and materials, unable to crack lockbox. All right, so stories like that, just minor stuff.
I'd like to go to the temple and oh my god, it's been too long.
Raya, yep.
And see if by chance they have heard anything from my brother, or if a message has been passing through the temple.
Sure. Temple of Raya is on, from what I remember, the south end of town. You've been in town, you know where it's at. So short, you know, hour-ish walk. Visit the Temple of Raya. What was his name? Nope. Too far back. Nope. Ah. Emise. So it's her name. Right. So, Tuco, you see Emise out greeting people. She is just kind of doing stuff. You know her from your last trip through town, talking about looking for your brother. She spots you and, hey, Tuco, welcome. It's good to see you again.
Me, Sable, how are you? What's the word?
I'm doing well.
Good. Hey, things were looking good here, but I gotta admit I'm being a little selfish on this. Have you heard anything from Satet?
Actually, now that you mention it, he did send a message. You heard that he was up in like a temple far north?
Last I knew, he was in Orkland and went north and stayed in something up there. That's all.
Yeah, so he's at this temple. They were like protecting something important. I'm not sure what. He sent a message for you, kind of letting you know where because he said he's gonna stay there. Apparently the old guardian of the temple, there was an incident with her, and and he is now in charge of the temple. And I think he said there were 2 others that were still there, but he was asking if anybody could join, especially, shoot, just forgot the god's name. Especially followers of name will reset in a minute. Followers of Zai, or no, of Basima. He thinks that they would be better, or they would be able to keep the temple along with him, and so we send out words, or send out words to fellow people. But yeah, no, he said he didn't think he'd be living there forever, but he would definitely be there for some time, until they could reestablish the strength of the guardians.
Ah, well, it's good to know he's alive. Did he leave any way to send a message back to him?
There is a yearly drop of supplies, apparently. He didn't really leave any other methods than that. I can try to get a word to him through our goddess before then. I don't know how well, or how effective that will be, but if you let me know, I can try that, and or if you want me to, I can try that and can let you know if it works or not.
No, it's fine. Knowing he's alive is enough. Plus, I really just wanted to find out about that 50 brass he owes me.
She chuckles. It's amazing. Everybody seems to owe you 50 brass.
Well, if anyone could learn how to drink as well as I can, they would owe, or I would owe.
She laughs.
I will hand her 5 brass and
'Kay.
say thank you and take my leave.
All right. She bows as you go and puts the money in to a lockbox there. All right. Horgold. Actually, why don't you join me in? We'll do sideboard, because you're gonna learn a bunch of stuff that I don't think anybody else is gonna know. All right. So you went to you were trying to look for thief signs. What you are finding is that the shop that was raided, the shop that was stolen from, is actually surrounded by a set of thieves, cant, essentially, or thief signs. It is from what you can tell, this place is marked as, like, what kind of security measures, I guess you would say, was here. So, lockbox, strongly locked, low value goods, that sort of thing. And you get a note, with a 27. Yeah, you get kind of in the signs, a note of have oh, I got a name. We're gonna give him a name. Gotta bring up the nope. There we go. Zosfa, have Zosfa talk later with them about increased guards, or increasing the number of guards in town. Zosfa, ZSOFIA. And I'm gonna make a note of that, because that's a great name. No, ZSOS. No, Zsofia. Zosfa. Zos. I can't say it right. Hold on. I know there's a way to do this. Paste. Text only. There we go. Haha. All right. Down there. All right. We'll go ahead and go back to the main channel. All right. You find somebody to send off your letter, and they charge a nominal fee. I think it's like a bronze or two. Yeah, I really should use languages I know how to pronounce. Anyway.
I pay the courier three bronze.
Okay.
Bronze.
Right. Anything else that anybody wants to do before we travel up to the guy whose name I just forgot?
Genio Brodrogi.
Right. Geno. Or Yeno. What was that?
I want to talk to a guard that looks intelligent.
All right.
So
You look
probably
around.
Higher rank?
What's that?
Probably higher rank.
Sure. You see a sergeant doing rounds after not very long of looking. He looks as intelligent as a sergeant doing rounds tends to look.
Excuse me, but
yes, can I help you, sir?
and I'll point out the signs on the shop about what's in the shop.
He looks. See his. He's like, all right. So this is definitely some sort of directed, like.
They probably make marks about when to rob the shop.
Okay,
and
that
so
makes
if you
sense.
see those signs on other shops, post guards in buildings in hiding or something like that, so you can catch this thief guild you're looking for.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll let everybody know.
And do you know anybody named Sosia?
Yeah, she's she's guard captain. She's like third in command. Everybody knows her.
Maybe you want to make it a covert op without her knowing.
A covert op. He give me a charisma check, please.
Oh wow, those are great.
Oh wow, that was great. His face kind of closes when you mention having it be covert from her, and you can kind of tell that you are now, or not that he doesn't trust you, but he is unlikely to follow your instructions, and might even tell people to not. He's like, I'll make sure people know about these marks. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and if you get the guards or get the people that are doing this, not the guards, sorry, the thieves. Well, if you want to reward me for it, then I'm still staying in the roasted boar. So you can find me.
I will be sure people know that. All right. Hollick, you get your message sent off for 2 bronze rather. And you get the impression it'll be there in a few days. Or probably even less than that. They have magical transfer methods. I love that message. Oh my goodness. Uh, yeah, absolutely, Horgold. You think you convinced him. All right. Anything else going on before we head up to Yeno's mansion? Mansion.
Just a point of notice, I'm pretty certain the name you wrote is just pronounced Sophia.
Zofia. Oh yeah, Sophia. That makes sense.
Looks like some sort of Polish or Ukrainian-ish.
It-
And the Z in front is usually just an added S sound.
Ah, nice. Zerder Bits. Yeah, he is. I'll bump him up a bit more. I've been tweaking people. Now, all right. Can you please talk again, Zerder?
Testing.
It's a little better. Let me know if I should bump him more, Luna. So yeah, Sophia. That's so much easier to say than what I was trying to do. But yes, these names are all Polish for reasons. Don't worry about it. All right, you guys. If there's nothing else you want to handle beforehand, guys, all head up. Grunthos, you realize that you are walking through the very nice part of town. About the time you're most of the way there. You haven't been to this part of town yet. It is everywhere is like expensive looking. You guys can see the castle of the old royalty kind of well, it's inside there's like a fort with government buildings and stuff inside of it just to your south. I'm trying to remember where this is at in town. It's to the north and east of where you're at right now. You like the main castle building is kind of separate from the main northern wall, and its walls still look mostly intact, like the fortress of the castle. Walls look mostly intact. Most of the rest of the convergence walls are being actively destroyed. You guys make it to Yeno's apartment. As you approach the female butler, opens the door and motions you inside, leading you into the same library room that you were in before. You give me investigate. Yeah, just everybody give me investigate roll except for Grunthos, who wasn't here before. Holy gold, Wolf Swift. So Horgold, Tuco, and Hollick. The place looks much the same. One could still look your. The place looks much the same as the last time you were here. Horgold, you see that the book, the history book that was on the table next to the chair, is not the same book. And like the room has been subtly it looks like somebody was in here, pulled like the butler. Like you can tell that like the books have been pulled out, put back. They're like in a slightly different order than they had been before. Like somebody was looking for something specific, like looking for a book to read, but like would get a book open, flip through it a little bit, get bored of it, put it back, go to a different place, pull out another book open, flip through it a little bit, put the book that they had been using back in the place of the second book they had, that sort of thing. The book that is on the table now is a as far as you can tell, a novel. Not is some sort of fiction book. And you are probably not familiar with the author. Actually, are you familiar with? Do you speak Elven?
Languages. I don't think so.
Okay, if you don't speak Elven, you don't recognize. You can't read it. All right.
Do the books in the shelves are still ordered in the canonical order?
Mostly. Yeah. So the books are mostly in chronological order, but there's a few out of place. So whoever does the ordering, quite possibly did isn't the person who was doing the reading, if that makes sense. So they're mostly in chronological order, but there's a few that are out of place.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't seem like somebody was really searching for one particular book or something. It's just him reading different books, and the person that ordered it wasn't there.
Right.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
All right. After a little bit, you guys are served. Like somebody comes in with a plate of pastries and sets them, like takes the book that's on the side table and puts it on a corner table in the side of the room, and sets a plate of pastries, like really nice flaky pastries, down, and opens up there is a bar drink cabinet that they open up, and obviously they're making it ready for if anybody would want to come over and get a drink, they can. Along with the pastries, there is some sort of conversions. Yeah, no, some sort of like steaming flask, like some sort of hot drink is placed down next to them. Then the servants basically shuffle their way back out of the room, and you guys are left alone back in the room.
So, what do you guys think of this place? Dapper, huh?
Uh-huh. I just yeah. As I walk over to the bar and pour myself a.
Grantus, behave.
So the bar is full of top shelf liquors, probably brandy and whiskey and no, it's brandy I'm thinking of. Basically fortified wine, sort of thing. You don't see any beer here, Grunthos. These are all sipping drinks.
Yep. As I said, pouring myself a whiskey.
All right. About the time you're done pouring yourself a whiskey and have a chance to take a couple of drinks, doors open again in the back of the room, and walks in. He is dressed to the nines, just the height of fashion, like a 3-piece breasted suit. I think the puffy collar would be part, or not puffy, the like puffy tie would be part of this. The like every every button is a shined brass button. He's got brass clips on his cufflinks. Those are the words I'm looking for. Leather, like a soft leather boots. Well coiffed, like styled hair. His beard is still like it's not a very fashionable statement for him, but he's obviously very proud of like it's that kind of short, straight, doesn't grow a beard very well, but has one anyway beard. And he walks in. Welcome, friends. The pastries are to die. Well, they're not to die for, but you understand. Welcome and thank you for coming back, Tuco. It's great to have you here. And welcome, Tuco's companions. He bows at the three of you.
I raise my glass and in this signature Grunto's way bear way too many teeth, pointy teeth in one mouth.
He looks at you, and you can tell he's not used to dealing with kobolds. He kind of gets that half nervous laugh, and he says, "Well, I have come to tell you a story, to have you turn it into an epic. I realize this is not something that could happen overnight, but I hope that you will listen to my story and can supply me with an epic worthy of." He kind of waves the novels and books you see around you. He sits down at the chair, kind of next to the end table, motions for you guys to take seats. Pours himself a cup of what give me an even or odd roll. Everybody, even is yes, odd is no. That's a no. It's also no. That's also no. What are you guys rolling? No, also no. All right. So none of you recognize this drink, but it is it is kind of a thick brown liquid. It is not coffee, which you guys are all pretty familiar with. Thick brown liquid, smells sweet. And definitely is a sweetened drink. He sits down with the drink and a flaky pastry and says, "So, well, I'm not much of a storyteller, but I hope I can get the point across. So, as you may know, my dad is or was rather Georgi Brodgi. He died about 3 years ago. And he was looking for well, he was trying to get to the Western continent. And if anybody wants to know about the Western continent, give me a history roll. Knowledge history. But Georgi, father, had a trade ship fitted out in Convergence. He set sail. They were going to cross ship it into an ocean vessel in Kirsch, because the ship that he was on here was not like capable of real deep water ocean travel. And then from there they were to set out to the west of Kirsch and set out to the east, west of Kirsch. Set out to the west and trade with the settlement on the western continent. He was lost at sea, and I've never really had a full reckoning of what happened to him. But the crew that made it to port, because the ship was wrecked and had to return, said that my father was a able seaman, and there was some great tragedy that happened, and nobody has told me why or what exactly happened, but he lost his life at sea, and he can't, and kind of motions around, leaving me with an empty house and servants who think that my father would be better at running our business, and would spend less time with his books than I do. And I want them to know that I honored my father, and that his memory is loved, or his memory is, I want him to be known as the man who saved his ship, not the man who was lost at sea.
So you want it to be an epic yarn with raised expectation of adventure, or do you want it to be as truthful and biographical as?
He smiles at you. If I had wanted a truthful retelling of the tales, with exacting dates and knowledges, I would have found one of the historians who's written the books amongst my collection and had them tell the tale. Instead, I have found a master storyteller who travels the world and gathers tales and can weave them into a tale more real and more epic than the truth of the situation could ever have.
This is fantastic. I'm so honored to have the privilege to do this for you.
He nods. If you need any more information about my father, please talk to the butler. She knew him for his entire life. She was a young lass when in my grandfather's household before before taking over the eventual duties once my father became of age. Should I be worried? Okay. Grunthos, you get a chuckle, but you're able to suppress it if you want to. All right. And the is like, he's so involved in talking to Tuco and explaining worst friends ever. Yeah. This is not impressed. He completely fails to notice that whole side thing happening. And stands up, takes his mug. He's eaten at this point about half of the pastry. He's managed to not get any of, so it's the less impressive part about the pastry is not that he has eaten some of it, or not that it's like flaky and delicious and everything. The impressive part of it is that he has managed to do so without getting any flakes of the stuff on himself. He takes a stand. I will take my leave of you. You have free run of the room, and if you need to talk to the servants, feel free. Otherwise, I hope to be hearing from you, and that my retainer will serve you well until you are able to complete the story. And once the story is complete, I will I will give you the reward as fit to the story.
Is there a deadline that you would like to have this with?
I mean, it would do me no good to have if I were dead.
Very well. I will keep you notified through one means or another to let you know the progress.
He chuckles. I do not think I could have found a better bard to tell my father's tale, and I'm sure that you will give me a response in a reasonable time frame. Yeah, no, that seems about right. He sips his drink and heads out of the room.
I have a giant smile on my face. This is, to me, just filling my big head and pride of everything I think I'm worth.
A real deadline. Yep. All right. I should give you guys. Okay, so let's wind that back a little bit. If you guys want to ask him any questions, there's plenty of time for that. I should have. I shortened that a little bit more. So, was there anything you guys were wanting to like talk with him about or ask him about before he headed out?
I was really just gonna ask him more for if there's a documentary thing explaining, I guess, a timeline or a route or something that I could work with, so that it's at least based in fact, even if flourished.
Sure. Yeah, he has a schedule. What the plan was, leave Convergence this date, arrive at Kirsch this date, leave Kirsch this date, sail west this many weeks.
A
Arrive
list
west.
of names or companions that would be helpful.
Yep, there absolutely is one. I will let you come up with that yourself.
Very well.
I would suggest the behind the name generator using Polish names, but that doesn't have to be the entirety.
On the itinerary, how long ago is this? Is this 5 years, 6 years, 20 years?
This is about 3 years ago.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna casually look around the room and ask, what do you guys think? Is it worth it doing? Or, geez, grammar. Is it worth?
Well, you can think about your story and your song or something like that while we investigate our story. Um, I'm I think the ship is safe here. It's in an abandoned quarry, so nobody's gonna go there. Nobody's gonna look at it. It's locked up anyway. So if you're gonna take the train up and down, we'll be back in a couple of weeks, and you can have his story ready for him.
Yep, that works. So we should probably go somewhere a little more, I guess, for us to discuss our next plans then. Granthos, grab those Danishes or wherever they are.
It's like a puff pastry with a creme filling.
Yeah, I grab a good handful.
Shouldn't
Or
you
3.
talk to the butler to get more information for your story?
Everybody please, Grenthos gave me one, but everybody please give me a perception or investigate, whichever one is better. Horgold. To go. All right, Horgold, you as you guys are sitting around talking after he left, you notice something on the like behind the desk. And you walk around to the other side of the desk and see the barest edge of a cloth sticking out from the bottom right hand drawer, which is not latched closed all the way.
Well, I'm a curious person.
All right. So inside of this drawer is a gold and not gold, a brass and green tunic, um, and under it, yeah, we'll go with that. Under it is like a fall. The drawer has a false bottom in it. Grunthos, you are surprisingly not feeling the effects of your third glass of whiskey as much as you expect to. All right, false bottom drawer, Horgold. It is locked, and you're not sure if it's trapped or not. So, give me those thieves skills.
I first point out the drawer and the uniform that I found. It's a uniform. So, point it out to my crew members, and I try to unlock it.
All right.
Oh, that's not good.
So in this case, you guys are not being pressed for time. You get it's a +6. You got a 2. You get the thing open, but there is like you have left a mark in the wood on like just next to the thing, like the thief's tool slipped a little bit, and you've left a little divot there that wasn't there before. But you are able to unlatch the lock, and you do see there is a not tripwire, but a like a spring loaded thing on this that if you just were to lift the drawer open, would you're not sure what the trap does, other than there's definitely a trap there. So go ahead and give me your thieves tools again. $15 is good enough. You use the pick of your lock pick to like as you so like the key would do if it's inserted to this lock and turning it, you hold the pick all the way to the bottom of the lock, hold the spring in place, lift the thing up out of the place, and inside you find a set of letters or correspondence, and definitely definitely written. So you recognize Anya's handwriting at this point. Definitely written in her hand. And yeah.
Yeah, sorry, thinking my options over at this point. So there was a armor of brass.
So there was a tunic in green and in Anya's colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, on in the drawer on top of the false bottom. The false bottom opened into just like a small chamber with a few letters in Anya's handwriting.
Can I scan the letters real quickly without much knowing to my parties that? Well, they don't know Anya's handwriting, I guess.
No, probably not. I think yeah, you're the one who, or at least would know it the most.
I'll
If
just give a quick scan about the letters, what they're about.
So they're like talking about like her. So the top letter is a letter to Yeno from her, saying she must flee the city. She like the Fae have tracked me down. There is a ship landing tomorrow. I will be on it. My people have been told something like I have a surrogate in place, and my people will flee the city on the train a week from now to throw off the trail. I will write to you as soon as I reach Orkland and let you know what I am doing next. Are you going to take the letter, or are you going to put it back? Is there a date? No, it is not. It is undated.
I'm gonna take them.
Okay.
Do I know the Well, yeah. I think I know whereabouts the dude is, right?
The dude?
Yeah, the one that had his story there down. I forgot his name.
Oh, Yeno?
Yeah, no, yeah.
He's elsewhere in the house right now. You're pretty sure.
I'll try to message him.
Okay. You can absolutely do that. Yep, that works.
Sideboard.
Sure.
I will tell him I'm a trustee from Enya as well. I found your letters. You didn't hide them well. I'm sorry, but I discovered them. But I need to know that she's safe. And what have you heard of her? You can respond to this message.
You get the voice that comes back to you sounds surprised. And says he says, I haven't heard from her since she left town. That's about all the message can give.
Well, she's not in Auckland. I'll respond again with the message.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many messages do you have?
It's a free action.
Oh, it's a cantrip.
Or
Never mind, it's cantrip.
Cantrip.
So okay, so yeah, go ahead.
She's not in Auckland, or the ship didn't arrive. We found the ship, but we want to know. I want to know if Enya is safe. My party doesn't know my involvement with Enya, and I don't want them to know that you have involvement with them as well, with her as well. So I think we will go to Kartuk, and I will search for Enya how I can. I have some ways. Is there a way that we can stay in contact?
Do you have a message ring?
Only to Enya, yes.
We can contact each other through that. If you know somebody personally who has a matching ring and all of her rings match, then you can change who the message goes to.
Okay, so if you have any extra information about Enya, please let me know. I will make sure that she's safe. hope she's safe. The threats that is in the letter are real. And I explain about the map, the Queen of Darkness and Light, to him as well. Really sure that's the one that's hunting. And
He kind of you kind of get an affirmative noise from him and says, "Let me know what you find out."
okay, I think that's it.
Right. So everybody
I
else,
think I need
yeah.
to make a sleight of hand.
Sure, go for it.
Uh,
Meh, not very great.
I take the I try to take the most important letters off here, and the rest is if some notes are okay. It's
Right. Right. So perception, everybody else, please. Yeah, somehow nobody else notices that. I'll trust you guys to not metagame. But somehow you think you've gotten away with that Horgold. You're not exactly sure how, but
yeah, but they know about the armor, so I'm like, oh,
yeah,
what the fuck, armor here?
yes.
I don't know about this. Let's put it back.
All right, you close the drawer a little more carefully than the previous person had it closed, and it's no longer obvious what was inside of it.
So yeah, Katuk it is.
All right, you guys gonna go try to find a train? Got any other plans for the day?
Are we sure that the ship is safe?
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't want to take it to Katuk. We can do so if anybody else wants to take the ship. It's okay.
Can we hire some guards?
But then we need to tell the location of the ship.
And explain why a ship is in an abandoned marble core.
That might be
Would
the
it be
hardest part.
safer to park the ship in the air somewhere?
How do we
How
get
do
to
we
it?
get to it?
Well, if it's not too far, I could use Dimension Door and bring one person with me, and we could just go back and forth.
Dimension door has what's the range on that?
12 inches. Just a second.
300 feet or something? 500 feet, maybe?
I'm gonna go with 12 inches. 500 feet. So okay, 200 feet straight downward, upward to the northeast, 45 degrees. Can also bring up to one willing creature of your size or smaller. Oh yeah, you can absolutely do dimension door to get if the ship is at 500 feet to get from there to the ground.
What when we found the ship, it was drifting away, so I don't think we can anchor it in space.
So you would know, you've been around the ship enough to know the reason the ship was drifting so much was because the controls had been destroyed and weren't locked into place.
Okay, so we can keep it at one space. Cool.
It might move a little bit, but it's not gonna like cross the country.
Yeah, it's a good plan. I can always send my hawk up, or my eagle. No, what do I have?
Owl.
Oh yeah, owl up to find it first before we dimension door into space.
That would be amusing. All right. We have a plan. Let's implement it.
Can't you put something on it so you can locate it with your locating thing?
The ship is enough to locate it, I think.
Oh, okay. I don't know how your magics work.
Right.
Let me see if there's a size thing to the locate object. Nope.
I was gonna say any object. I think, if you are familiar with it, so the ship is an object.
It's unique enough.
Yeah, it's unique in the world. So yes, at least as far as you know, there ain't another like it. All right.
So yeah, I think we are okay with that. So let's get back to the ship.
You guys head back to the ship. It's a couple hours walk from what I remember. The mine or the quarry is cool and deep. The ship looks to be completely undisturbed from the last time from when you left it here. Other than perhaps small
Trying to
animals.
see if we can hear anyone in the near vicinity when we arrive at the quarry.
You don't spot anybody. This place is it's abandoned, and you don't see any. You've only been gone for what, 2 days. You don't even see any major people moving through the area or anything. You're pretty sure that the ship was completely undisturbed by at least humans in the time that you guys left it.
I was more trying to find people that might be in the woods that could spot us while we're taking off.
You don't see anybody.
Well, once we're in the air, they can't really see us from the below anyway, right?
Yeah. So you think that the vessel is secure.
Good enough for me.
All right. You guys get on board. Your chickens are definitely you're getting that hungry animal eyes, but they're fine. And there's a couple of each chicken has a couple of eggs underneath it at this point. I think you probably had 2 or 3 chickens. And yeah, you guys are able to take off and slowly rise your way back out of the thing. Grunthos, give me your piloting roll, please, just because it's a narrow, confined. Oh yeah, you're fine. You bring the thing straight up and are able to get it where you want it to. You guys taking this thing anywhere, or are you just gonna leave it almost 500 feet straight up from the quarry?
I'd say leave it 500 feet straight up from the quarry. That way we can also use the quarry as a marker of where we need to come back.
Seems like a perfectly reasonable plan.
Yeah, just shift ever so slightly over one of the edges so we can gain a couple more feet height and still be able to get up and.
All right. So Dimension Door is a 4th level spell. How many castings of that do you have a day, Tuco?
Just one.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know how that works as a mage. I have to rest after each casting, right?
So you need a long rest, I believe, to recharge your spells. So
That is indeed correct.
you guys have feather falls or equivalent, right? Maybe some. Yeah, that also works.
I can ask my spear if he is awake and may take me down.
Halak, your
Well,
spear is awake and can take you down. Oh yes, all the other option would be people stayed on the ground and you only have one person to take down with you.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If only two of us go up, then it's not a
That's
big
a
deal.
better plan.
It's also a better plan for when you need the boat back is to have Tuco carry one of you up and then you fly the ship down and everybody else gets on.
I'll stay down.
I'm assuming Grunthos went up since he's the flight person.
Yeah. And I don't have Featherfall anymore.
Ah. All right.
It's a potion, one-time use only.
All right. You guys, yep, you park your ship in place. What are you doing with the chicken? Just because I don't want there to be dead chickens when you get back. What are you going to do with chickens?
Unload them first. And take
Yeah,
them
let's
back to farm.
sell them at Convergence. Ooh, they could be emotional support chickens. We could take them on the train.
uh, that's not a thing in this world, but I mean, yeah, whatever. You guys can take the chickens with you.
So
you guys
don't want any more zombie chicken.
you guys head back into town after gathering anything that you want from the boat. If it's reasonable to have on the boat and you guys think you might want it, go ahead and grab it. I'm not going to be too picky about that. It's probably early evening when you guys get back into Convergence. Not like supper time, not late. People are like the shops are, some of them are closing up for the night. Restaurants are like rolling out their things to help try to get people to come in. Like dedicated restaurants are putting out their menu for the evening, sort of thing. Cafes are open and serving pastries and coffee. It is evening. It is fairly calm.
I'm gonna go to the train station and see if I can see times, like when we need to buy ticket.
Okay. The train arrives from Kartuk. There's a train that arrives from Kartuk pretty much daily. And there is a that train basically turns around. So it arrives in town around 10 a.m. And it is usually gone at 4 p.m. is when it pulls out. So it is past when the train would leave normally for the day. It's yeah.
Is the ticket station open?
Yep, ticket station's open.
I'm gonna ask how much for 3 seats in a sleeper car.
3 seats in a sleeper car or 3 seats and a sleeper car?
Well, I should be nice and let the others stay with me. So I guess a sleeper car.
So a sleeper car dedicated to yourself would be a brass for the complete journey from Convergence to Kartuk. There are prices, shorter versions like towns along the way, of course, are cost less, but an entire car to yourself, doesn't matter how many people you have. It was 1 brass.
All right, I'll pay it.
All right. He hands you ticket. It is for the 4th sleeper car in the train, which is the one closest to the cargo area. It sleeps 6 comfortably, and it sleeps more than that uncomfortably. He also says that meal times are posted on the train every day. There is a dining car, and it's the dining car is open to all ticketed passengers.
Thank you, sir.
He nods and says, I will see you on the train tomorrow.
Will you though?
Okay. The person who is running the tickets when you arrive will see you on the train tomorrow.
Where's everyone else at? Other than I see Horgold came.
Yep. I don't know. Where's everybody else at?
In town looking for Barry Medley.
I followed Tuco and Harald.
All right. Grunthos, you're strangely enough not having any luck. It's frustrating.
Doggone it.
All right, I'm gonna find somewhere to eat and stay for the night, I guess, guys.
We still have rooms at the what was it?
Roasted boar.
The roasted
Yep.
boar. Yep. All right.
I'm gonna, before I head back there, I'm gonna go find someplace just to kind of perform for the night, a low-key place. Just perform to more for entertainment for myself and to stay in practice. Than
All right. You find a dive bar somewhere. Give me a performance check to see what kind of response you're gonna get. 16. Yeah, you get maybe like 4 bronze worth of coins. People are not paying a lot of attention to you, but you do, mostly, like you said, low key performance, stay in practice, all that sort of fun things. Grunthos,
Yeah.
you
Go ahead.
you eventually find the guy selling the berry ice things, and when you walk up to him, he's like, I don't got any left. All I got is grape and lime.
I huff and I turn around and I start grumbling in giant.
I'm sorry, sir. We should get another shipment of fruit in next week.
Just a exclamation in Draconic and back to muttering giant profanities to myself.
Just out of curiosity, does anybody recognize that? The answer is no. All right. Horgold, what were you gonna do?
Well, I followed Tuco. I was with him to his performance. I would talk to him like, "Do you know any comedy, laughing songs or something like?"
yeah, I know one about a cat that just won't go away. It just keeps coming back.
Was it the very next day?
and I know one about a kid who's on summer break and figures out he wants to be a builder, and his dad doesn't like the language he learned.
Well, maybe you need to do some of that performance, and maybe I can persuade the audience to laugh a little.
Let's do it. Team Tuco and Horgold.
Oh, I know where this is going, and I'm just gonna accept it. All right, go for it. You
mean to roll a performance?
Yeah, roll a performance. Get really good. Oh, you got really good. Horgold, I'm assuming you're gonna cast Hideous Laughter. That's right. Who are you casting it on in the crowd? Because it's a single target, right?
It's a single target. I cast it on somebody up front that is looking like I don't enjoy it.
All right. So they have a flat Constitution, or it's a wisdom save.
Wisdom.
So roll a d20, get a 14. He got a 15, or she.
Darn it.
So they chuckle a little bit, and then they kind of furrow their brow and look around, and get up in a huff, and then leave the bar.
Man,
But
that
his
would have been so
performance was
good.
good.
His performance was good, absolutely. So nobody else got mad.
I so wish that would have worked.
Yep.
Sometimes the dice just say no. All right, Holocall, what you up to for the evening?
Oh, I joined Tuku and Hoggold.
So you're at the bar when you see this going down.
Yeah. Quietly drinking,
Mm, mm.
but not too much.
All right. So do you guys meet back up at the roasted boar for the evening?
Yep.
All right, I gotta find something appropriate for what's gonna happen tonight. All right. So you guys have TH&H. You guys get back to the roasted boar. Gronthos is already there. The boar that had been roasting literally all day is being like torn up and served out. It is, I mean, I'm not gonna call it pork carnitas, but it's pork carnitas pretty much. Just pulled pork in a flatbread roll with some sort of like hard crumbly cheese, and the spice mix is deep and flavorful, and it's salty and savory, and just a little bit of just that smoky roasted sweet flavor in the background. And you are served a generous portion and find that it is not it swear you swear that you sat down and the plate was full, and how could I eat all this, and you're eating it, and all of a sudden the plate is empty, and oh man, it's just so amazing, and you know, it's that full feeling where you know you shouldn't eat anymore, but it tasted so good that it is like you really want another plate. That sort of food. Strongest drinks the place has, they would be probably 3 copper each. And if you're talking like, it's probably some sort of like deep liqueur. Very alcoholic, kind of got a sweet edge to it. You're not exactly sure. But yeah, hold on. Join me in the sideboard for a little bit, Grunthos. So you have these 2 drinks. You may have already had one. You are not feeling the alcohol's effect like you would expect to. So your character's not exactly an alcoholic, but he drinks regularly and kind of knows, that buzzed feeling. It's just not like you're drinking like the three glasses of whiskey you had at Yeno's house. Like you drank those fast enough that you should have had a nice buzz going on, and it just didn't hit you then. And you have these like almost sickly strong aperitif is not exactly the right term, but like anyway, I just lost the word. Drink, and it just, you can taste the alcohol, you can feel it go into your body, but it just is not giving you that same kick that it should be. Give me a, I guess healing is probably the most appropriate, just be like sensing your own self roll. I don't know exactly what it would be.
Medicine, maybe.
Medicine, yeah, sure. Okay. So you have noticed that you are basically like the alcohol is you're drinking the alcohol and it's doing absolutely nothing to you. For you are currently anything that requires a Constitution save, you do not need to roll. You automatically succeed. So you still have a Constitution score, but you, as of right now, you succeed all Constitution saves as if you got a natural 20. For game turns.
I'm guessing the only thing I would need to roll is the iron crate.
The only thing you need to roll for now is the the iron craving, and you've got about a week before that becomes more difficult than it currently is. With that medicine roll, you think eating iron would make you feel better, but you're not sure exactly what it would do to you. Like you can tell that your body is craving iron. You don't know why. But you know that the craving would go away if you just ate like one of those beads of iron, but you're not sure if it would have any further effects.
It basically Gruntos has had a suspicion about not alcohol not taking effect, and this day was him trying to figure it out.
Right. All right. Anything else before we go back to the main room?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Yes, he has in fact switched to spirits. But he's not acting holic. He is not acting at all inebriated.
Okay.
Like, Grunthos is stone cold sober. He's probably the most sober person in this room, as far as, like alcohol drink, sort of. All right. Anybody else doing something for the evening now that you guys are all back and eating your wonderful pulled pork loveliness?
Did I make any money for my performance?
3 bronze or 4 bronze. Not a lot. Just dive bar. All right, I need to look something up. Would she have access to? All right, sorry.
I just want to know if there are guards in this building on shift.
You see like 1 or 2 guards in the building, but they don't look like they're on shift. They're here eating supper, not necessarily here as a guard. That's not appropriate. Sorry, I'm gonna. You guys. Yes. No. Maybe.
If you need 5 minutes, we can talk amongst yourself.
Yeah,
for
I was
5
gonna
minutes.
say, talking amongst yourself, because I have a plan, but I need to find an appropriate thing for the plan.
So we booked a train to Katuk tomorrow midday. What was it for?
What do you mean? What is it for?
The train leaves at 4 p.m.
And yeah, we hired a nice compartment for us all. And yeah, we want to go to Katuk and see what we can find there. And hopefully we unravel some info there as well. So if you have any unfinished business, then please do so before 4 tomorrow. We expect it at the train station, probably a little bit earlier than that, because the train leaves at 4.
I don't have anything special I want to do, as I chug down one of the drinks.
Yeah, I think I did everything I wanted to do here.
You were looking for something, Grantos. What was it?
The frozen treat I had when you found me yesterday, it was so good I wanted more, but the salesman was out. He didn't have any more left.
Maybe I can find some more for you.
It's not that big a deal.
Well, I can always use a spell for it to find it.
I'll let you know if it's something important.
All right.
Hey Tuco,
Heyo.
you want to have a drinking contest?
My mom said never trust anything that with more teeth than.
Oh,
Are you a chicken?
Sure. When we get started again, I think that'll be a fun role play to do.
You guys can start that. I think I got it figured out. I think I have it figured out. All right.
I think we should play like more than just a drinking contest. It should have some sort of skill with it too, like Pong or a darts or something.
Oh, I'll play darts with you every time of the day.
This is a hunter.
Yeah, we should do a game for where we have to take a drink if we miss or something.
All right, we'll go for a game of darts. Would be fine. They have a darts board here, or a darts board, whatever the proper pluralization of that is.
Grunthos, are you going to be able to be? Do you need a chair to stand on while you throw?
no.
All right. You guys start playing darts. Go ahead and give me a whatever your so it would be a dexterity attack roll with a dart. I think everybody should be
Attack.
Proficient with darts. So it's your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus. So 6, so that's 15. So the person with the I'll have you guys roll twice, and the highest total is the person who wins the game of actual darts. And I will have everybody roll me 2d6, and that's the number of times you guys have to like take a drink because you miss or make a bad roll. Boil this down to a couple rolls. Holy buckets, Batman. So Horgold has a 35. So 35 points to Horgold.
Wait, is anyone else playing? It can't just be me and Hergold.
Holy. Grunthos has got 44. So Grunthos is in the lead.
What do I have to roll?
roll your ranged attack bonus plus proficiency. So it's gonna be around +9 for you, +9, +10, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
How do I know what my ranged attack bonus is?
So it'd be dexterity plus proficiency bonus. Sorry, your dexterity bonus plus your proficiency bonus. Whatever your proficiency bonus is at level 7.
3.
3. So Tuco got a 20, 32. So Tuco's in third right now. Holok is 14. Rigged. Nobody wins against Zerder. One more Holok. All right, so it is Grunthos, then Horgold, then Tuco, then Holok. As far as the rankings of who won the game, everybody give me 2d6. That's how many drinks you had to take during the process. 5 for Grunthos. 8 for Horgold. So you got some really good throws in Horgold, and you had some horrible botches. And Hollock just had a nice even game, but didn't do great. So Horgold, by the time you're done, you're fairly buzzed. Like you're not drunk, but you're along the way. Tuco, you're almost as well. Actually, give me Constitution saves. Except for Hollock and Grunthos, who don't need to make one. Because they didn't drink that much. Or didn't, reasons. The rolls were good, right? So, yeah. So, Tuco, you are drunk by the end of this. Not falling over drunk, but definitely that tipsy of can't stand up straight.
No, I'm not.
That level of drunk. Exactly. Horgold, you're right there with him. You're not quite as far along as Tuco, but man, you're close. Hollock, you're fine. You've had a couple of drinks. It's nothing to you. Grunthos, you're also fine. These drinks weren't strong enough to affect you at all. All right. The evening rolls by.
What pact with the Fae did you make, Gruntha?
Nothing. Just a good drink.
Ah,
As a parting gift, I cast Lesser Restoration on both Horgold and...
And you guys finally quickly find yourself sober and back to full coherency. Because Lesser Restoration absolutely removes drunkenness. That's just fine.
fine. I'm going to bed.
At least nobody lost their supper, because that would have been a shame.
Why did you do that for? And I buy another beer.
Have a good night, Horgold.
All right. Everybody eventually... Do you guys have the same room, or do you guys have separate rooms? I forget.
We had separate rooms.
Separate
Yeah.
rooms.
All right. You guys eventually make your way up to your rooms. You fall asleep as the evening progresses. Could I have Horgold alarms his room? Could I have everybody else give me a perception check with disadvantage, please? And Horgold, is your alarm audible or mental?
Mental.
All right. That's great.
This is what we get for drinking so much.
All right.
Except we're all sober.
Yep. All right. Horgold. You wake up suddenly when your alarm goes off, and you have just enough time to roll out of the way as a like fort, something in the dark, like stabs down into the bed where you were laying. I would like everybody to give me initiative rolls. Only person who can act right now is Horgold, because he is the only one that is currently awake. I don't think, you guys can see that. All right. That. Okay. Oh, hey, that's super handy. All right. Horgold has a 20. Hollock has a 14.
Tuko was first.
Tuco. Grunthos has a 24. Tuco has a 14. Tuco and Horgol, or Tugol and Hollock, which guy has, who of you has a higher dexterity score?
Tuko.
Tuco, okay. All right. And he's got that much. All right. So Horgold, you roll out of the way of this thing stabbing at you. Give me, it is dark in this room, but you see a crimson glow from the tip of whatever this was that stabbed at you. All right.
Sorry, ignore that.
Okay. Give me. Actually, we can go ahead. I don't think I have a good room for this. We'll just go to this one. We'll grab the players, move you here. Whoopsie. Huh. There. Close that. We'll do a quick sketch out. Draw shape. Rectangle. Sure. Your room is about like that. We'll say everybody's got one of these rooms. Do a quick sketch like this. All right, yeah. Everybody else, put yourself in one of the other rooms. That's not just template. Okay. No, I don't want to draw it on there. Grab. Thank you. Delete that. All right. Make this size. All right. So, Horgold, this thing is essentially filling up this room. It's like its back is against the ceiling, or its back is against the ceiling. Its spear is almost too long to move around in here. You're beside the bed, kind of in front of it, and it is giant and huge and is dark in here, and it is not making a sound. And it is your turn.
It's filling the room.
It's essentially filling the room, yes.
What does it look like? What can I see?
It's dark. Give me perception check. There's a glow coming from its spear. An 11. It's mostly human shaped, but very big. You're getting the impression that it's got more limbs than it should have, and there's a set of horns you can see on the top of its head. And that's about as much as you're gonna see.
So yeah, it's overpowering me. That's what I get.
It
Um, I will. What will I do? Yeah, I will. Darn, why is that spell only one person? I will message the closest person I can. Oh, I need to desiccate a person or not. Oh wait, that's the wrong spell.
yeah.
Yeah, message is one person.
All right. You're
I will message the closest person I can find that I know that are my friends, but I
So
think I need to designate a person.
you need to designate a person, but you know Grunthos is in the room next to you, and he's the next room over, or he's the closest friend.
Yeah, then we'll message him. I'm being attacked. I'm in danger. Help.
All right, Grunthos.
And I'll.
That'll
Yeah,
wake.
he can respond.
Yep. You wake up suddenly to. You find yourself fully awake. You don't have any of that like dreamy, sleepy feeling in you at all. You find yourself fully awake. You just got Horgold's message. You can respond.
On my way.
All right. You can act on your next turn.
And I will try to move
Okay.
out to the hallway.
You're still within its threatened square, so you didn't trigger opportunity attack. So you duck past this thing, kind of around the like little table and wash stand that was in this room.
And I don't know who's in here, but I will just knock on the door. Danger! Danger!
All right. So Tuco and Hollock, give me a perception check. Horgold just yelled loud enough that you might wake up. Beat a 10 to wake up. Hollock, you're awake. Tuco, you're awake. You both can act on next turn. You're going to have disadvantage for the first round because sleep. You're waking up out of a dead sleep. And now it gets to go. So it actually like realizes that it's in a really big room, and you see it make a motion, and it gets down to person sized. And then it steps to there, and it doesn't grab at you, but it definitely looks like it's gonna be it's not likely to let you go. There's enough light in here. This thing has giant bat wings, horns for days on top of its head. It has a still probably 8-foot long, two-pronged spear in its hand. And it is unearthly quiet in its motion, and like you just saw this thing shrink massively in size, and you did not hear a sound from it. Yeah, that's what it gets to do this round. Top of the order. Grunthos, you're up.
I run out there, slamming the door as I go out.
Right.
I'm not trying to be subtle.
I mean, your friend is under attack.
Yeah. And what does this thing? Does it look like something I would recognize?
Knowledge religion? I mean, you could do that as well, Horgold. Hey! You critted that. So, Grunthos, you have heard your sister telling tales of devils, and the evils of them, and the what. So this is I would say a greater. He's not a greater devil, but it's definitely no pushover. Um, this fits every description other than the size of it, because it's not huge or not large. It's just normal sized. It fits the description of a horned devil. These things are, with a 19, immune to fire and poison. They resist non-magical attacks. They also, and non-magical, I mean, like, if your weapon isn't magical, it resists that attack. Also, it just straight up resists magic spells. So it's not. It basically gets bonuses, or it's hard to make magic stick to it. And it is standing there looking angrily at Horgold, and it looks like it's gonna stab him a whole lot. So that was a move action. You still have a standard action.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Nope, that just rolls damage. I don't know how to post the text, but it gives me an extra d6
Sure.
damage when I hit him.
All right. Hunter's Mark is active. Horgold, you're up.
That's a bonus action.
Oh, that's a bonus action. Well, then you still have a standard action.
And Spirit Eye!
You have the fire spear.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. It's
And I have advantage because Horgold is threatening him.
correct. So roll your attack with advantage. Which is an 18. Roll your damage, but you don't get fire damage on top. But it is magical, so it does actually do something.
I don't think the spear at least you didn't tell me the spear does fire damage. It's just a magical spear that has fire effects sometimes.
Oh, the spear recognizes what you're getting the impression that the spear when you stab this thing, like, and nail it in, it's like, ah, man, why did it have to be a horn devil? You get kind of in your head, and you definitely get the, like, you see a surge of fire like attack the thing, but basically do nothing. So you can add is it? I think it's 2d6 fire damage to any future attack made with the spear, but you don't get that this time because it's immune to fire.
6 damage for this attack.
All right. All right, you have multiple attacks, don't you?
Yeah, 2, and that's probably a miss with 11.
An 11 misses, yes.
That is my turn.
All right, Horgold. Did you tell Horgold about the thing?
Yes, I'm guessing I just blabbered about resistant to fire, hit with magical stuff.
Right.
Great.
I have a question for you all.
What?
Who has the sword that the guy who tried to kill you on the ship with the shield guardian, who has that sword?
It's on the ship, probably. What kind of sword was it? I don't remember.
Magical.
Well, like long sword, short sword.
It was a short sword.
I don't think I noted the short sword in my notes.
I don't know if anybody did, but I didn't
I
want to
remember,
take it
I
from you.
remember the sword, but I don't think I took it.
All right.
Because I'm not a swords guy.
So Horgold, you are a guy who likes taking treasure. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you're a guy who likes taking treasure, right?
Depends who noticed.
Right. Roll a d20, get above a 5, and you have the sword in your possession. And you know that it's magical. So you have this magical sword in your possession. Because I'm not a giant jerk. You are not attuned to it, so you don't get to use all of its effects, but it is a magical sword.
Then I need to look up what the short sword does.
I'm going to verify it is a short sword. I'm pretty sure it is. No.
Short sword does 1d6 piercing. Finesse and light, so that suits me.
Oh, yep, no, it's a short sword. Make a note. It has 9 charges. I'm not going to tell you what that means, but make a note that it has 9 charges. All right. Anyway, you're up.
Yeah. For some reason, I first want to get out of the way. Because I'm not used to close combat. I'm gonna drop. What are they called?
Tall drops?
Ball bearings.
Oh,
Ball
ball
bearings.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move out
Um,
of the way.
are you
And yes,
taking the disengage action?
yes.
Okay. I believe you get that as a bonus action? Question mark?
Yeah, rogues are awesome. And the ball drops are, well, right there.
Okay. So that is difficult terrain. I believe is what that does.
Now you have a chance to trip. I think that's it.
Okay. So it does not get a...
I'll look it up.
All right. So because you took the disengage action, it does not get the opportunity attack that it really desperately wanted to have. That is your turn. There is a window to your... Would you have gone toward the window or toward the door to the outside, to the main area?
I want to stay in the hallway. I
Right,
want to
right,
have
right.
line of sight.
So I want to know, did you go in the direction of the door into the main area, or did you go in the direction of the window to the outside?
What's to the left and what's to the right?
If I'm going to pick, I'm going to say you're at a window. But I didn't want to...
Well, this is where my friends are, so I think I will pick this side.
Okay, so you there's a window behind you leading to the outside street, to the street, basically.
Okay.
After Horgold, Tuco's up.
Is Hergold in front of my door?
You can pass through there if you want.
All right, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna grab my crossbow and
Okay.
my longsword, and I'm gonna step into the hallway, I guess, and
Okay.
take a look at what's.
So there's enough light here. You can see this horny devil standing basically. He's stepping out into the hallway at this point. And just because time works weird in D&D. He's stepping out into the hallway, focused on Horgold. And yeah, go ahead and give me a knowledge religion roll to see if you know what's going on with that. You do not. It's got gray skin, bat wings, horns. Doesn't really look human. Has digitigrade legs. You know, that sort of fun stuff. You still have a standard action and the rest of your move action.
I'm actually just gonna jump back in my room
Okay.
and think about my next action.
All right.
Honestly,
So
I'm
you
trying
are
to role play what I think I would be doing.
holy devil. So you no longer have disadvantage to rolls. After Tuko, it's Hollock.
On which side is the door? Left, right?
Basically where Horgold is standing.
Oh, okay. Then I open the door, rush out. I think then see the thing.
Right?
And in my how is the light condition in this hallway?
It's low light. There's some low level lamps, so it's not. You can see okay, but it's not like super dark. But it's definitely not like ideal lighting.
But I see the thing and it is scary and everything.
Yes.
Okay, then I think my reaction will be to cast, even if it is maybe wasted, just as a oh shit glitter bomb to get a bit life into the situation.
It has advantage on saving throws. It takes each creature within a 20-foot cube in range concentration. Does it not get a save for that?
Dexterity saving.
Dexterity save and color is violet.
Okay, so it is a dexterity save with advantage because it's thing. 15 to save. Or no, it's more than that. 18 save.
Oh, that's definitely safe, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so
But we have now violet light in the corridor.
So yeah, so I'm assuming you filled the room rather than marking Grunthos with violet light. So
yeah.
but the Horn Devil manages to sidestep out of the way of the thing. He steps out into the hall. DC, what is it?
10.
DC 10.
Dexterity.
Yeah, he got a 21 on that roll. Grunthos, you get an opportunity attack. It moves to there and stabs at Horgold, right past Hollock. It's got a long spear.
I got a dexterity save?
You, for what?
To stabbing me?
Why would he?
Ah.
Why would you get a
Uncanny
dexterity?
dodge.
I don't think that's how stabbing works.
He stabbed me, right?
Yeah, with a spear.
Does 15 hit?
15 does not. You glance off its tough skin. Oopsie.
Did he do damage to me or not?
I haven't got there yet. So we have a 19 to hit, a 16 to hit, And it's got reach on that too. So he stabs twice at you with a spear and then swings its tail at you with a 19 to hit.
Everything above 15 hits.
So he hits you 3 times. I'm seriously sorry, but take
Half damage of it.
uh
Of 1.
take 19 plus 16 plus
You can have 1 attack. Attacks.
19 plus 16 plus 14 damage.
I avoid the biggest. No, I don't know. I avoid the first attack.
Right.
That's half then,
And
and the rest
make
is
a
full.
DC 17 Constitution save, please. DC 17. You Mark, you have an infernal wound. At the start of your action, you take 3d6 until you make a save. All right, that's its turn.
So we're
So
How
done
much
for the-
damage did I take?
You took
It was 19 divided by 2 plus 16 plus 14.
so 10, 24,
40.
plus another 14, 38. I think 38. All right. After the devil, Grunthos, you're up.
I'm not doing much from here with the spare, so
Make your DC 10 save to not trip. You fall prone in the ball bearings, which consumes your action to get back up. So you guys all watch. Well, Tuco doesn't because he's in his room, but Horgold and Horgold and Hollick, you guys see Grunthos gonna be super awesome and stab this thing from behind and run across the ball bearings and fall over, and then get back up and make his way across the patch of ball bearings from there. So that consumed your action.
with no action to attack, that's my turn.
Horgold, you're up. Roll. I'm gonna roll the damage from your infernal wound. Please make a DC 17 save, please.
On what?
Constitution. Nope. So you take an additional 13 points of damage from your infernal wound. As like the edges of the wound from where the tail hit you just like necrotize and just like grow and expand out.
What's behind me at this point?
It is a oilcloth window, and about like you're on the second floor.
And I got doors to the left and my right of me, right?
Correct.
I'll damn, what should I do? Almost stupid.
Yep, I do that a lot. There we go.
I crawl there,
Right.
and when I'm out of range,
Yep.
I'll drink a health potion
Okay.
and try to hide.
All right. Roll the healing from the health potion. I think it's D8 plus 1.
I got 2d4 plus 2.
Sure, 2d4 plus 2. Go for it. I'll accept that. And then roll your hide check. That was a very average roll. It was exactly average. Because it can't see you. Holy stealth, Batman. All right. You find...
Go ahead.
Yeah, you find some place to, like, crawl into. There's, like, a little, like, passage. You like, a little passage into the wall here. Maybe it's somebody's, like, cache where they hide stuff, but you find like a little hidey hole in this area and manage to get yourself into it. Probably actually it's like under the bed, and then you find a little hidey hole and you get inside the hidey hole and close it up behind you. So you are successfully stealthed. After
Be-
Horgold.
Before I do that, I when I passed Tuco, I'm brave enough, but he's just too strong.
Tuco, after Horgold, you're up.
Sorry, I'm just deciding what I want to do. What he did changed my plans, so I gotta think.
You see me when I run by you to hide up. You see me beaten to. Oh, keep it a little bit PG. I was not healthy at all. I was really crawling with my last breath
Like
to seek a hiding spot.
giant gaping wounds, one giant like hole that's got like blackened flesh all about it. You know, that sort of lovely wound.
I'm gonna ask Hargold, like, are you dead or should we run?
I'm going to hide.
All right, so he's changed my plan. I'm going to cast greater invisibility on myself.
Okay, you are absolutely invisible.
And I'm gonna go peek in the hall.
All right. So this thing looks frustrated at having it looks like watched its prey crawl away, and it's got two creatures worrying it on each side. So what's the difference between greater invisibility and invisibility? I forget.
I can take actions and stuff.
And
I can't cast a spell, but I can like attack and
okay,
move around without losing it.
got it. So yeah, so it's standing there.
I can't do it. That's an action, so I can't do anything more, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
All right, I'm just gonna trust in Hollick to protect us all.
All right, Hollick, you're up.
Difficult decisions. I did witness Horgol being beaten to pulp.
Right.
Okay.
To pulp, indeed. Actually, no, that's important. Somebody roll a d6 for me, please.
I'll do it.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Sorry, I was in the motion.
Nice.
What is behind Gruntos' direction? Is this a longer hallway or is there a door? or-
It's like 3 or 4 more rooms and then a door.
Are we in the ground floor, first floor, second floor?
You are 1 floor up from the ground. So first floor, second floor, whatever you want to call it. Like if you were to head out the window, it'd be about a 15-foot drop to the ground.
The minor illusion spell. How does it work? Would I be able to create an illusion behind the door of Hawkall's voice screaming and running down?
Yes. Does the minor illusion have sounds?
You create a sound or an image of an object where you can post it.
Okay, so yes, that is something that it absolutely can do. Successful intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC. Okay, so if that's what you want to do, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I go this route.
All right, so let's see if it is fooled. Intelligence on 11 versus your spell save DC.
13.
Okay, so it seems to have been fooled by the sound. Put a marker on the map for where you made the sound at. Just basically down here somewhere.
Yeah. So that it sounded like behind the door.
Okay.
I don't know where the door is.
Alrighty then. So it was fooled. And so what it is going to do, it is going to how does this work? All right. It is going to charge past you, Grunthos, try to get to the door. It is going to swing its tail at you on its way past, and then it will burst through the door at the end of this hallway. You, Hollock and Grunthos, you get opportunity attacks on it as it passes. Although it doesn't mean... and if you want to prevent it from going past you, Grunthos, make a contested strength check. So 23 will hit.
Two-handed spear attack.
Okay, 23 will hit. For 13 damage? 19 damage? All right. Actually, it is that much. So did you want to try to prevent it from getting past you?
No, but it needs a saving throw because of the ball bearing.
Okay, I'll get that. It's going to attack you first with its tail. Does a 26 hit you?
Yes.
Make a DC 17 saving throw. Nope, never mind. It's a Constitution saving throw. You just passed that, which is not fair. You still take 9 points of damage. It needs to make a tripping saving throw. D20. It passes that, so it rushes past you, swinging its tail at you, Grunthos. The tail bashes you in the chest and like your back hits the wall behind you. You're dazed for a moment, but you do not like the wound looks like a normal, just it hurts, ouchie wound, not the wound that you saw on Horgold after he got stabbed by the tail, and it bursts through the door at the end of the hallway, looks around in frustration, and slowly dissolves into mist. Horgold, I'm gonna need you to make another saving throw for me, please.
Wisdom?
Constitution. All right. So you take another 3d6. Take an additional 10 points of damage.
I'm down.
So you are at 0 or fewer hit points, right?
Yes.
So you have an ongoing damage effect hitting you every round. So you I need to figure out if something can save you from this wound before any creature can take an action to staunch the wound with a successful DC 12 Wisdom medicine check.
I hope.
Oh no, you got magical healing. Never mind. Take that 10 hit points back. I read that wrong. So,
Sorry.
you had magical healing from the potion, so it closed up when you did that.
Oh, okay. So plus 10?
Yeah, plus 10.
No?
So you're not down.
Okay.
And the inn is now quiet, with the exception of the sound of the owner of this place coming to the like stairs that lead up into this area and go, what in the hell happened to my door? And we'll leave it there for the week. So thank you everybody for watching. It's been great having you here. Thank you to all my players for playing and putting up with my shenanigans. We will be again in 2 weeks' time. We'll have a discussion, since it sounds like somebody might not be able to make it. We'll have a discussion if we delay a week or what we actually do. But thanks everybody for watching. It's great having you here. Bye.